Okay, so here's my 2-pole stator. I've got my phases and ground lead connected already. So let's first of all just run a test and show you the difference between the 3 phases when we run the surge test. So I've got the line-to-line tolerance set to 20% because the stator is unbalanced, and I've got the pulse-to-pulse set at 10%. So lead 2. So you can start to see now there is an unbalance. There you go, so between phase 1 and 2, or leads 1 and 2 of the tester, 14% difference. And now phase 3. Even more difference. Just have a look at the percentage here. 17. Okay, but that's a good winding. It's just the design of the winding that causes this unbalance due to the inductance. So if we just look at the result there, we can see we've got 14%, 2% and 17, but that's good. We've got no weak insulation. So that's quite difficult for the operator to compare each time he or she tests one of these stators. How do we know if this value here suddenly changes to 17%, would he or she notice? Maybe not. As long as it falls underneath the line-to-line tolerance, the test will pass. So what we can do with the reference waveform is, let's go into edit mode, put our password in, open the surge screen, and now run a test, all leads, with the edit mode still open. Now you have to have line-to-line tick to do this, and you have to make sure it passes. So in the beginning you may need to set a much higher percentage. But we just run the same test again that we just ran. But this time the captured waveforms will be saved as a reference. One for each phase. And phase 3. So the test will stop, which it has done now. We close the screen and we click save. Sorry, that's save results. And that's when the tester will ask you, do you want to use these waveforms as a reference? And we say yes. Okay, now when we go back into the surge screen, this function here has become live. Before it was greyed out. So this is comparing the test of the phase in question to the reference. So it's now energy is ticked, so it's switched on, and we've got a 5% tolerance. We can click display, and these are the 3 waveforms held in the background, which the tester will use to compare to the next data that we test. We don't actually see them during the test. So we can close that, click save, take off edit, and we now have that saved in the memory with those 3 references for future use.